Hello everyone, welcome back to the Excel to SQL series. In this video, we look at finding out our top N customers. Without further ado, let us jump directly into the Excel file that we have been working with throughout this video. So, as you know that we have data for 4 years and there are multiple customers who might have made multiple transactions, many customers who might have made multiple transactions across the across this 4-year time period. Now, at a global level, without applying any filters on region, city, state, just at a global level, if I want to look at who my top 5 customers are, very simply in Excel, I would keep my selection within my data, go to Insert at the left top corner, then go to Pivot and choose from Table or Range. Once the pivot table window opens, I will see that my range is correctly selected. We have 51,291 rows. We have data from column A to column O, and I want to create the pivot table in a new worksheet. I'll just press OK, and a new sheet will be created. Here I would want to drag my customer name to my rows because I want to look at my top 5 customers, so I would need the customer name. Then I want to look at my customers as a at an aggregation of at a sum of sales. That's the aggregation that I want to go with. So I will pick up sales and I will put it in values, and then you see that I can see all my customers. I think I have a total of 796 customers and their total sales right in front of us. Now, if I want to look at top 5 customers, first step is I would right click on any number within the sum of sales column and go to sort and choose sort largest to smallest, right? Let me in fact reduce the decimals as well. Perfect. Now, on the left hand side in the row labels, there's a drop down. I click on the drop down, and here I have something called a value filter. Here I have something called a value filter. Now, in value filter at the bottom, you will see that I have a top 10 option. I have some greater than, less than, equal to. All of those are fine. You can use whichever one required whenever necessary. But right now, we'll be looking at top 10. The top 10 is just the name of the filter. You can keep 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, whatever number of values you want to look at. And here, obviously, you have top and you have bottom as well. So right now, we're just looking at top 5 customers, let's say, in this case. We want to look at items, which is the customer name itself. And the aggregation is a sum of the column sales, which is the one that we have in values. When I press OK, you will see that this is my data for top 5 customers across the global data, sorted in a descending order, starting with Tom, Ashbrook, Tamara, Greg, Christopher, and Sean Miller. Now let us quickly go back to SQL DB browser by SQLite and see how we would do the same thing in SQL. In DB browser for SQLite, we have our file opened. Just a quick information to all of you who've been following the series. So under file in DB browser, you can see that your data will already be loaded when you save the project, right? So you do not need to connect to your database again and again. So since I have connected to 3 databases, I can just choose the one that I want to connect with, either by going to file and clicking on the database or using the shortcuts that you see besides them, right? Now we want to calculate a top 5 customers. You see this query because here earlier I had written the select asterisk from, which is this one, right? That's where you see all the data, but you can ignore that and we'll focus on writing the SQL query. So we start by writing our select statement, and what I want to select, I want to select my customer name, right? I want to select my customer name, and I want to select my customer name, and I want to select the sum of sales, right? Sum of sales, I think that's the column heading. Yeah, I want to select my customer name and I want to select my sum of sales as I want to call it lifetime sales. I want to give it a name, an alias as lifetime sales. Where do I want to select this from? So my table name or database name is orders underscore compact. Now when I do this and when I run this query, it doesn't run, it gives me an error. Because if you remember in the last lecture we covered that when working with aliases also, you cannot have an alias that has a special character, a space, right? Or any other predefined special character. So hence I put an underscore here. Now similarly, when you're referring to a column name and the column name has a space, right? You will have to put it in square brackets right? You have to put it either in square brackets or in backticks. Backticks is the button that also has a sign, tilde symbol, which is above the tab key on your keyboard. Either a backtick or a tilde symbol, right? And both of these will give you the same thing. So, sorry, not a tilde symbol, either a backtick that like you see on the screen or a square bracket, a back tilt or a square bracket. Now, this only gives you the first customer, which is fine. We know that our query works till here. It's just giving me the first value from the database, right? Because I've not done any grouping or sorting. Now what I want to do is I want to group this data. So I'll use the group by clause, and I want to group by my customer name, right? In fact, let us create an alias for this as well. So customer name as loyal or top underscore top cust, right? So now here I don't have to write customer name again and again. I can just write top underscore cust, so I don't have to worry about putting the brackets, putting the back tilt. I want to group by my top cust, which is the alias that I've given to the customer name column, and I want to sort this data as well. So the clause for sorting is called order by. I want to order by my lifetime underscore sales, which is the alias that I've given here, right? And finally, I want to limit it, as in I only want to look at a certain number of customers. I will look at 5 customers, but there's something missing. When you want the data to be ordered, how do you define the ordering, right? Currently, you see by default it picks up an ascending order, which is small to big. So here you will have to specify in the order by clause, when you say that order by lifetime sales, you'll have to specify descending as DESC, and now you put a colon here, semicolon. Now when you run the query, you will see that you get data for the top 5 customers. Very quickly, if you were just to validate this, right, you will see that the data is absolutely correct. We have Tom Ashbrook, Tamara, Greg, Christopher, Conant, and Sean Miller. So we just learned how to calculate our top N customers in Excel and in SQL. Stay tuned for more content in the Excel to SQL series. Thank you for watching.